Big Brother. It was every couple against the other once all the power was back up for grabs on Big Brother this week. With all the previously alienated targets now out of the game, it was time for the remaining duos to turn on each other and make a big move, before the other could strike. Rodeo clown Jason Dent knew that he had to draw the line in the sand once he secured the week's head of household. But without trying to cause utter pandemonium in the house, he nominated showmates Matt Kleins and Raven Walton for eviction, with the promise that it was only so he could later backdoor Kevin Schlehuber on Thursday. After winning the power of veto, however, Jason's plan to keep the peace only backfired when he chose not to use the veto, leaving Matt and Raven on the block instead. Following the ceremony, the house erupted with explosive fights and emotional blow-ups breaking out all week. But anger and tension couldn't stop the inevitable and come eviction night. The showmance was separated, with Matt walking out of the house following a unanimous vote. America's Got Talent. Last week, tensions were high on the America's Got Talent judging panel after Simon Cowell embarrassed Mel B with a cheeky joke about her marriage. But the former Spice Girl was able to get revenge on her co-worker in a dark and deranged way. Once Scottish stage mentalist and the real-life Sherlock Holmes, Colin Cloud used his time on stage during the week's quarter-finals to convince Mel B to stab Simon on live TV. Luckily, Simon is alive and well, as an audience member selected the only fake weapon made with a rubber blade instead of the 4 other real knives. That's the one Mel attempted to plunge into his chest. "I'm just sort of collecting myself a little bit at the moment," the 57-year-old judge said. "I nearly got murdered on live TV." Bachelor in Paradise. They say there are 3 sides of a story: his side, her side and the truth. But Bachelor in Paradise made sure to unveil every possible side of the scandal that made headlines and temporarily shut down production earlier this summer. Last week, Demario Jackson sat down with host Chris Harrison to speak about the effects of having his name associated with sexual assault accusations that were never true. But this week, it was Corrine Olimpio's time to take the stage to talk about the experience for the first time publicly. "I am doing a lot better," she told the host following the whirlwind of negative attention surrounding her short-lived time in Paradise. She also shared that she has no hard feelings towards Demario, or even blames him for their blurry encounter in Mexico. "I honestly don't think he did anything wrong," she said. "I don't think it's anyone's fault. It's just a really unfortunate, annoying situation that had to go down." The Amazing Race Canada. The top 5 was whittled down to Final 4 after a journey from Panama to Saskatchewan on the Amazing Race Canada this week. Unfortunately for Montreal siblings Adam and Andrea, they became the 6th team eliminated from the race after being U-turned by best friends Corey and Ivana. The duo tried their best to make it through the Grain Challenge and Campbell's Soup Can Challenge as soon as possible, before spotting the Queen Bee at Grandpa's Garden, but there was just too much ground to make up and they were the last to show up at the pit stop at Bushel Park. MasterChef. Double the stress led to double eliminations on MasterChef this week. With 9 home cooks left in the competition, Gordon Ramsay and Christina Tosi cracked down on the remaining chefs in order to determine who had the skills to advance further. Pittsburgh-based dancer Caitlin Jones was the first to get the cut following a strenuous Mexican tag team challenge that had pairs running back and fifth to make homemade tortilla chips with pico de gallo, spot prawn ceviche with shaved radish, lamb shoulder taquitos garnished with avocado crema, red snapper tacos with homemade tortillas and more. But Caitlin couldn't keep up and she was forced to hand over her apron. Next to go was Massachusetts-based substitute teacher Daniel Pontes Machado, who served a piece of uncooked chocolate with his truffles, and he was also booted from the kitchen.